This is the first screen you'll see when you log into HOKU for the first time. You'll have two options: New Enrollment or Track Application. If you're a new Hawaii Medicaid provider, you will select New Enrollment. If you are a Hawaii Medicaid provider and received a letter with your application ID number, you will select Track Application and input your application ID number on the next page. As a new provider, you'll need to select an enrollment type. To find out which enrollment type your provider type is categorized as, please visit the HOKU webpage at medquest.hawaii.gov/HOKU and click on the Resources tab. Then click on the HOKU Waves and Provider Enrollment Type link. Close the web page. Select your enrollment type and click Submit. All the fields on this screen with an asterisk are required fields and need to be filled in. Here, you would enter your taxpayer EIN or TIN, first name, last name, select your gender, social security number, date of birth, select individual/sole proprietor from the applicant type drop-down menu, and add your NPI. Since you're an individual sole proprietor, select Proprietary Individual and select your profit status. Now, add your address. If there's a suite number, enter it in the Address Line 2 field. Then skip the zip code field and enter your zip code. Click Validate Address. HOKU will then auto-populate the other fields on the screen for you. Then click Finish. Please ensure you jot down your application ID number on a piece of paper. You will receive an email with your application ID number within 24 hours. But it's handy to have your application ID written down somewhere so you can quickly reference and pull up your application later. Please note that as a provider, you'll have 30 days to complete your application once you log in. If you do not complete your online application in HOKU within 30 days, you'll need to re-enter your information again. Click OK at the bottom of your screen. On your dashboard, you'll see that Step 1, called Provider Basic Information, is now complete. For Step 2, click on the hyperlink called Add Locations. You'll need to enter a primary practice location on this screen. All fields with an asterisk are required fields and need to be filled in. First, select a location type from the drop-down menu. Then, enter your street address and zip code. Click Validate Address to auto-populate the city/town, state/province, county, and country fields. Enter a web page URL if you have a business web page. In the box below, enter the hours that your office is open each day. Note that you will need to enter hours for every day, including Saturday and Sunday, to advance on the screen. For Saturday and Sunday, just select Close, and you will not have to enter hours for those days. Select Yes or No from the drop-down asking whether you are accepting new clients. Then, select an option from the OB/GYN Services drop-down menu. Select Yes or No from the Handicap Accessible drop-down menu. Select Spoken Languages from the Languages Spoken List menu. Enter the maximum number of clients that you can accept. Select Yes or No from the Pediatric Services and FQHC drop-down menus. Then click OK. On this screen, you received an error message that says, Pay to address is required for primary practice location. Click the primary practice location hyperlink to add a Pay to address. Scroll to the bottom of the screen and click Add Address. Select Pay to from the Type of Address drop-down menu. If the Pay to address is the same address that you entered on the previous screen, select Copy this location address, and HOKU will auto-populate the rest of the required fields on the screen for you. Click Validate Address. Click OK. Your added Pay to address displays at the bottom of the screen. Click Save, and then click Close. If you have multiple locations, click Add and follow the same process as you did previously. Step 3 is Add Correspondence Address. Click on the hyperlink, then click Add. Enter your primary telephone number and select Email or Standard Mail from the Communication Preference drop-down menu. If you select Email, enter an email in the email address field. If you select Standard Mail, enter your street or P.O. Box address and zip code. Then click Validate Address, and HOKU will automatically populate the rest of the required fields on the screen for you. Then click OK. On this screen, you will see that your new correspondence address was successfully added to HOKU. Click Close. Step 4 is Add Provider Type. Click on the hyperlink. Then click Add. Being a provider, you will need to select your provider type. Here, we are selecting MD Physician. As for specialty, you would select General Practice as a physician, and then click OK. Once your provider type has been added, click OK. Click Close. Step 5 is the Associated Biller, which is an optional screen. To show that you completed this screen, click the hyperlink Associate Billing Provider. Then click Close. Step 6 is to add a license or certification. Click the hyperlink Add License/Certification/Other. As a reference, MedQuest has posted a table with the required licenses and certifications for each provider type at medquest.hawaii.gov/HOKU. Click on the Resources tab and then click on the link Required and optional licenses, certificates, and documents by provider type. This table indicates the required licenses and certifications for each provider type. Close the web page. Click Add. Select the license or certification that you will need based on your job position. For example, as a physician, you would select the Hawaii Board of Medical Examiners from the drop-down menu. Enter your license or certification number and the effective date by clicking the calendar. The effective date in HOKU is when your license was deemed effective. Click Confirm License/Certification/Other. Then click OK. Once you finish adding all your licenses, click Close. Step 6 is now complete. Next is Step 7, which is Add additional information. Here is where you would enter authorized signers. Enter the first name of the representative, last name, middle name, and add the start date of when you would like to add them as an authorized user. Don't forget to select the end date of when you would like to have the person end as an authorized user. Click OK. If everything looks okay to you on this screen, click Close. Step 7 is now complete. Click on the hyperlink for Step 8, which is to add provider controlling interest/ownership details. Read through the Per Medicaid Provider Manual, then select Add Owner from the Actions drop-down menu to add yourself. Select Individual/Sole Proprietor from the Type drop-down menu. Enter 100 in the percentage owned field as the sole owner of your business. Then enter your Social Security number. Enter your first name, last name, your birth date, phone number, and business incorporation date. Then enter your street or P.O. Box address in the Address Line 1 field. Enter a zip code and then click Validate Address. HOKU will automatically populate the rest of the required fields on the screen for you. Click OK. It is a DHS MedQuest requirement to add a managing employee on this screen. To do this, select Add Owner from the Actions drop-down menu. Select Managing Employee from the Type drop-down menu. Enter 100 in the percentage owned field as the sole owner of your business. Then enter your Social Security number. Enter your first name, last name, your birth date, phone number, and business incorporation date. Then enter your street or P.O. Box address in the Address Line 1 field. Enter a zip code and then click Validate Address. HOKU will auto-populate the rest of the required fields on the screen for you. Click OK. Select Owner's Relationships from the Actions drop-down menu. Read the question at the top of the screen under Add Relationship and select Yes. Click Save. Select Self for the relation to last comma first column under Individual Sole Proprietor Type. Select Self for the Relation to Associate Owner column. Click Save. Select Self for the Relation to Last, First column under Managing Employee Type. Select Self for the Relation to Associate Owner column. Click Save, then click Close. On this screen, you can see that the relationship status is now complete for all the owner types. Now you need to complete the adverse actions. Click Actions, then select Owner Adverse Action from the drop-down menu. Read the final adverse legal actions/conviction statement thoroughly. Select a yes or no response for each of the owners in the response column. If you select yes for any of the owners, add an explanation in the comments field. Click OK. On this screen, you can see that Adverse Actions is now complete. Click Close. Step 8 is now marked as complete. Next, click on Step 9, which is to add taxonomy details. Click Add. If you do not know your taxonomy, click on the arrow next to the taxonomy code field. On this screen, MedQuest division staff like to use the F8 or Find key to look up their taxonomy code. After you press the F8 key, type in your provider type and press Enter. When your keyword or keywords are found, they will highlight yellow. Next, copy the number associated with your provider type and close the window. In the taxonomy code field, paste the provider type number that you copied from the previous window. For the start date field, enter today's date, then click Confirm Taxonomy at the bottom of your screen. If it's a legitimate taxonomy number, no error message will display. Then click OK. Double-check this screen to ensure your provider type and taxonomy code displays. Then click Close. Next, click on Step 10, which is where you'll upload documents such as copies of licenses, certifications, and other documents to verify your identity. Click Add. Select the document type you're uploading to HOKU from the drop-down menu. For example, as a general provider, you would select General. Select Psychiatry/Psychology Credentialing from the document name drop-down menu. You could also select Letter from the document type drop-down and select CMS Approval Letter from the document name drop-down menu. In addition, you could select License from the document type drop-down and would select the license you wanted to upload from the document name drop-down menu. Select your file for upload by clicking Choose File. Then, click Open. Click OK. Click Add. Because you are a sole proprietor, you will need to add your GE Tax license. Select License from the document type drop-down menu. Then select GE Tax License from the document name drop-down menu. Select your file for upload by clicking Choose File. Then Open. Click OK. Click Add. Because you are a sole proprietor, you will need to add a signed copy of your W-9. Select Tax from the Document Type drop-down menu. Then select W-9 Indicator from the Document Name drop-down menu. Select your file for upload by clicking Choose File. Then Open. Click OK. On this screen, you can double-check to see that all the required sole proprietor licenses and certifications have been uploaded to HOKU. Click Close. Step 10 is now complete. For Step 11, you will need to complete the enrollment checklist. Click on the hyperlink called Complete Enrollment Checklist. If you need to request a retroactive or future enrollment date, select Yes under the answer column for the first question and add your comments in the comments column. Then answer the rest of the questions on the checklist and select Yes or No from the drop-down menu. Then click Save at the top of the screen and click Close. Step 11 is now complete. The last step is Step 12, Submit Enrollment Application for Approval. Please review the status of Steps 1 through 11 and verify that it says Complete. Click on the Step 12 hyperlink, which is to submit your enrollment application for approval. Click Next to advance to the disclosure page. After you read the disclosure, scroll to the bottom of the screen and click the checkbox. Then click Submit Application at the top of your screen. Your enrollment in HOKU is now complete. A message will display at the top of your screen saying, "Your application number has been successfully submitted for state review." Return with this application number to track the status of your application. If you would like to track the status of your application, select Track Application from the Provider menu. Then enter your application number in the Application ID field. Click Submit. A message will then display saying, "Your application is currently in review by the Provider Enrollment Unit. You cannot make any modifications to your enrollment information at this time."
Mahalo for attending this training for HOKU, Hawaii's Online Kahu Utility System, MedQuest's new web-based provider enrollment system. We hope it was helpful. More information about HOKU can be found on MedQuest's website, medquest.hawaii.gov. Finally, on behalf of MedQuest, mahalo nui loa to you and for your commitment to Hawaii's Medicaid beneficiaries. Aloha.